how to keep my motor alive. This is one thing that I just wanted to leave as an overview. Just remember these things as you go into your build and try to strive to work towards them. So having a fuel system that is large enough to support your power goal, the fuel pump lines, filter, wiring, you make sure you have good voltage all the way to the pump, you have a good relay, you're fused, large fuel injectors, size your fuel system entirely for 20% larger than you need. Give yourself a margin of safety. The quality of fuel is key. Using ethanol is the cheat code to not blowing motors. Obviously, you can still blow motors on ethanol, but alcohol-based fuels have incredible ability to keep motors alive and not detonate, and they cool really well. There's a lot of things you should look into if you're going this route by going with a flex fuel. If you don't have ethanol in your area, you can get drums of ethanol, or you can get drums of methanol, blend them with gasoline, and make a mix. I have videos on that you can check out as well. Or you can use some type of race fuel if you don't have that. Although you can go pretty far nowadays on like 93 octane. You can get into that low 400 horsepower range pretty easily just on gasoline. So the next one is ignition timing or poor tuning. I would just say overall, if your AFRs are too lean, you're going into 15 pounds of boost and you go into the 12s or 13 air fuels, you're going to have a sad time if it catches up with you and you're going to burn up a motor or detonate. Always aim to be more rich on your AFRs to keep your engine safe. There's a lot of videos on this from the Horsepower Academy and a bunch of different ones like Sloppy Mechanics. He shows you different air fuel ratios that are safe and keep your motor alive. And even though if you're going richer than you think is helpful, it's always better because across all of your cylinders you might have a 10%, 15% variance. And so the one O2 sensor in your exhaust is taking a reading of the average of all of your cylinders. So even though it says you have an 11.8 air fuel, one of your cylinders could be a 12.8. So to give yourself the best chance possible, you always run more rich to make up for those variances in airflow, fuel injector flow, all the little differences that make up issues on an engine. You just run extra fuel. Once again, you can get 20% richer than stoichiometric or something like that. You can think of that as just go rich and don't put too much timing in it, and you'll keep motors alive, even beating on them for a long time in my experience. Safety limits, set up all the safety, overboost protection, temperature protections. If you're running a standalone ECU nowadays, they have so many protections. You can really keep a motor safe and not have problems. So make sure you have your tuner set that up, or you set it up yourself. That'll save you a lot of heartache later. And keeping the torque low, under like 4,500 RPMs on stock bottom ends to reduce the chance of bending a rod or having issues. Typically, one of the cheat codes for keeping motors alive is actually not putting a ton of boost in until you're over like 4,500, 5,000 RPMs. The slower the motor is turning, the longer the pressure in each cylinder is acting on the piston and rod. And so those low RPMs, the pressure, if you have a ton of boost, the pressure in the cylinders is putting a lot of force for a longer period of time on those rods and pistons, and it stresses them a lot more than at higher RPMs. So you'll see a lot of guys like in the LS world that do stock bottom end records, they're revving out to 8,000 RPMs. And I know that's not possible with a lot of the older BMW stuff as much, but people don't like to rev that hard in a lot of those, and some of them they need cams and all that kind of stuff. But the point is, the higher the RPMs that you put in a ton of boost, the better that your results will be if you're trying to keep stock bottom ends alive, basically. So larger turbos are actually safer on stock bottom ends because the boost onset is later and it keeps the torque low in the areas that are dangerous and have high cylinder pressure for a stock bottom end like that. So those are just some things that I have learned over the years that will help you keep your motor alive. Just have fun out there. Most people that you ask, there's a study of BMW 12 valve owners. Most of them want boost. They really like how much power it makes. And thank you for watching. I hope this helps you guys. Really, this is just my conglomeration of experience and opinions based on my experience. And I hope that it helps some of you. This isn't gospel. This isn't everything. Do your own research. That's what I strive to help people do on this channel, is research and learn more for yourself. Validate it for yourself. Watch other videos, but you can use this as a guide to help you along on your journey to making a fun turbo car in the peak of turbo goodness that we have for internal combustion engines. Thanks again. If you like this content and you want to support it, you could become a member on the channel, or you can like and subscribe it. It really helps the channel and helps me keep making content like you have found today. Thanks again.